Okay, here we are. About to face Shiva again. Becoming a person near and dear to the Warrior of Light's heart. Ysael. I choose to see the good in her. She was a Warrior of Light too. Or one of Hydaelyn's chosen. So in my head canon, she and the Warrior of Light were very close. Became very close. As they went through the Highlands and up to Annex Trine. So here we go. Long since departed, Shiva was a source of great inspiration to Ysael. His method of summoning differed greatly from any we had previously encountered. By the echo did she bear witness to the deeds of the noble Shiva, and thus was she moved to dedicate her being to that self-same cause. 'Twas this devotion that granted her the power of a primal. So she was able to control it herself. Our journey leadeth to a great glacier situated in the northernmost region of the Empty. I was thinking that I should go with you this time. What? I want to be the vessel for Shiva? Little girl, do you know what you ask? Being still and passive by nature, ice is the element that is the most strongly aligned to light. I'll need to get close and use my own abilities as well as Eden's to draw it out. Okay. So that the Oracle of Light becometh the Oracle of Ice. I cannot claim to be in favor of this stratagem, and yet the primal we encountered in the source was summoned in much the same manner. The inherent advantages are undeniable. Absolutely out of the question! Have you forgotten what Laura does to the primals we summon? I'm not about to stand by and watch as she and Reen beat the tar out of each other. In any case, the ether only returns to the Empty once the creature's been slain, though it seems you haven't taken that into consideration yet. Presumably there's a safe way to disperse it, but it's still far too risky. I thought you had more sense, Reen. Dang, that's a tongue lashing. It's not as bad as it sounds. For the deiform entity as well as the primals we have previously summoned, it would be logical to assume that, in her role as conduit, Reen would be hard-pressed to retain control. Laura would have no recourse but to defend herself by any means necessary, else her life be forfeit. No, it's dangerous, but I can't let that hold me back. Please, I've got to try. I don't see why this is even necessary in the first place. You never had to take risks like this for the other elements. Eden possesses almost infinite power, but what would happen if it began acting without my intervention? If it started to feed on the ether, just like other sin eaters, it would undo all our hard work. This is a disconcerting eventuality, and one which cannot be dismissed. I'm worried that even if we realign the elements, things will eventually return to how they were following the flood. That would fucking suck. Excuse my language. But if I train Eden how to nurture the environment rather than drain the life from it, we can leave it to take care of the empty in our place. I'll channel the ether through myself and show Eden how it's done. Damn! Reen, you are a smart girl. This isn't some house pet we're dealing with. If it all goes wrong, then what? I know this all sounds like I'm taking a leap of faith, but it's been a gamble. But it has been a gamble every step of the way. We've managed to come this far because of faith in ourselves and in each other. Aww. Made my feelings on the matter perfectly clear. But what say you, Laura? I feel like this is going to be tongue-in-cheek, but with my memories to guide the summoning, what could possibly go wrong? Dang, it's taking a freaking leap of faith considering how the Warrior of Light feels about Ysael and the similarities and everything! Goodness! Reen, I suppose that if you got your heart set on this, there's no point trying to dissuade you. Just don't do anything reckless. Is that clear? Mm-hmm. That's crystal. This is gonna work. I promise. I'll make sure of it. Well, for all our sakes, I certainly hope so, because if the primal takes over, it'll be fine. With all of you by my side, I know that whatever happens, it'll work out in the end. All of us? I hope you're not including me. I can't even deal with my own problems, never mind yours. Sorry, I was muting that right quick. It's enough just knowing you're here. Anyway, I've decided to take a leaf out of your book. I do what I want, when I want. I've made my decision, so now I have to see it through. But this is a different kettle of fish altogether! She wants to act like she doesn't care, but she really does. Well, the point is that this is what I want, and I'll do whatever it takes to make it work. Oh, my damn feelings right now. So this is how much it means to you. This is gonna be wild. Memories of Shiva envelop your mind. Green, I'm trusting you. Don't know how, but I can see her too. This might actually work. Can't bear the thought of losing another Shiva. But Reen's more like a daughter. Duty finder to enter Eden's first Refulgence. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, it's the wrong way. Gonna suck again, but gotta learn it somehow. Did I ever mention I love this song, High Treason? Well, if you've watched my streams before, you probably do. No, but I still can't get over this whole damn soundtrack. This whole soundtrack is lit. One more DPS, that's all I need. Come on, surely there has to be a DPS somewhere here in the United States or North America that wants to join in. That's my cue to shut up. Oh, the music and everything! Oh, come on, don't do this to me! Damn it! Damn it! Whoa. Holy crap! She did it! Holy shit! She did it! You better hang on to yourself.
She's lost control. You've got to stop her.
Of course, because she's so damn inexperienced. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, man. Oh, come on! Damn it. Oh my goodness, she's following the sales playbook. Damn it! Ah! That was so close! I'll say goodbye for the last time. Goodness gracious. Oh, I did that all wrong. No. Damn it. It's there for a little bit. Haha, funny. Why do I get the feeling she's like putting on an act?
Tranquility must be restored to the land.
By my land, this world shall be purified. Oh crap. So we're literally trying to stop the damn flood from happening. First, you're undoing. Sorry. have enough light there. Read what has gotten into you. Holy crap. Ah! This music! Oh my god! No, we're not saying goodbye to you. A lot of tight mechanics in here.
Light consume you.
Damn it. Sorry, y'all. Oh, why are you doing this to me with this music here?
Grant me strength.
No, no, no! I don't even know what I did. This happened so quickly. Well, at least I wasn't the only one. I know I've died a couple times still anyways, but then again, we still got
The light shall usher in peace.
Damn it, I did it again. Isn't it?
Such power! I can't!
Let it go, breathe, please. Oh, come on now.
The light! It's too much for her to bear! She won't last much longer!
There's Gaea!
Power of darkness, answer my call!
Damn, Gaea?
No!
DPS check here. I use a frickin' potion at the worst damn time.
No! We're so close!
Oh, you gotta break her free! Break her free! Don't ever do that again, Reen! If you only knew what Shiva freaking meant to the Warrior of Light. Not Shiva, but Ysael. Goodness gracious. Eden's first complete. When the brain has been added to the loot list. Hey, I got it! 96, awesome. Yeah, I've rolled. Don't you ever do that again. You were there. I heard you. Aww. What happened to Shiva? Is she still in control? No, she's gone. But Gaea? What? That hammer. It matches your dress. Aww. Aww. Goodness gracious. She would throw it out to that. I see you're back to your normal idiotic self. Isn't it pretty? Maybe we could take it with us. Aww. Ice tends to melt, you know. Not this sort. Well, if you say so. Gaea's warming up. She don't. Aw, that's cute. Might even make a nice necklace. Brilliant. Oh my gosh, you're so cute! Aww. Let them not rush to her aid. perhaps I'm getting slow in my old age, because it would seem Gaea is beating me to it. Aww. To think that she would be the one to break the ice. Oh, goodness gracious. What a pun. They may have gotten off to a rocky start, but I think they'll make quite the pair. Is that a hint of melancholy I detect in thy voice? Something akin to a pining mother bird whose chicks have flown the nest? Oh, goodness gracious. Thancred, Thancred, what have you gotten yourself into? Father bird, if you don't mind. Aww. But you're not entirely wrong. Aww. So cute. Still, when this day finally comes to say goodbye, it heartens me to know she won't be alone. After that, we can go to the second serving for coffee biscuits. Fine, you win. If they're anything less than perfection itself, I'll never let you live it down. If they're not to your liking, then there are plenty of other things to try. I suppose we both deserve a little treat after all that hard work. We certainly do. Oh. There we were, laughing as if we had not a care in the world. Fleeting though it was, in that moment, I was content. But my life was never meant to be so simple. Presaging things to come, I guess. Don't ever do that again, Reen. That will do it. I'm so sorry, everyone. I clearly have a long way to go before I can handle that kind of power. We were trying to tell you. I mean, the premise was smart, but you need a little bit more experience. But we achieved what we set out to do, as I had faith we would. So without further ado, let's return to camp and admire our work. Yeah, this is true. We need. That was... Oh gosh, that wrecked me. Alright, let's see what the finale brings. At least to this run. It's life. Oh my gosh! Look at it! Look at it! It's starting to... It's starting to come back! It's really starting to come back! The empty! Aww! It's awesome! Look at that. It's starting to look like a regular old piece of land. wife finds a way. Rain is ecstatic to see the first signs of greenery in the empty. I can feel all of the revitalized elements working in harmony. I've always believed Eden had the power to restore the empty, but I never expected it to happen so quickly. You know what? She is the one who made it all possible. She did it. Ran into a few problems with Shiva, to say the least, but the others all went more or less according to plan. That we were able to come so far along this arduous journey may rightly be attributed to thine unwavering resolve. Aye, when you said you'd reclaim this world, you truly meant it. We're proud of you, Rain. Yeah, she did it! Kinda hand it to her. Honestly, I mean, the Shiva incident notwithstanding. I wonder if the effects from the rebalanced ether will spread to the rest of the empty. Perhaps we'll just have to wait and see. Besides, I'm sure we could all do with the rest. I must say, Rain, it's refreshing to see you take a more measured approach for a change. Well, if my experience here has taught me anything, it's that I shouldn't rush into things unprepared. And I've also learned that there are some problems that can't be solved alone. Is that so? Since you freed me from Mulemore, I've met all sorts of kind people who've gone out of their way to help me. I thought that I should do everything in my power to repay their kindness and make the world a better place. But now more than ever, I realize that there's a limit to what I can achieve by myself. Even though I was able to summon Shiva, I couldn't control such vast amounts of ether. If Gaea hadn't been there for me, I might never have returned to normal. I could say the same about you. I was trapped in a nightmare, but you freed me. It seems we're more alike than I thought. We might not be able to do everything by ourselves, but if we look out for each other, then we can face our problems together. That's if you don't mind. Aww. No, it's fine. Really. If things don't work out, we can always go our separate ways. Gaea! Come on now. But on the other hand, if I can resist the urge to punch you whenever you annoy me, which I must say is quite often, I have no objections to staying around. Oh, you mean it? Thank you, Gaea. May I suggest we continue the conversation in Amarang? Though the empty may now have supporteth foliage, the land's normalization hath but begun, and to linger over long still entaileth risks. So verbose. Is that the matter, Thancred? Nothing you need to worry about. Let's go. Thancred's thinking about staying. He's thinking about staying. Or at the very least, he's very torn about leaving Reen and Gaea. I love the music here too. It was such a tone setter. Because this is the first zone I went into after Lakeland. You know, where you have that choice. This is the first zone I went into. And then you kind of had the thing with the afflicted at the inn at Journey's End. Journey's Head, I think I might have gotten that wrong. Yeah, Journey's Head. And then you have Halric and that scene with Tesleen that fucked me up so badly. And oh my god, that was like the hook right there. I mean, it scared the shit out of me. It horrified me. But it was like, oh fuck, we need to... These fuckers need to pay for what they did to Tesleen. But that's what everybody had been living through for 100 years up to that point. Okay. Alright, let's get back to this. Before we do anything else, we should report to Yelfort. He'll want to know how we've been getting on in the empty. Speaking of Mordsuk, there was a snack of some sort that caught my eye last time. Can't quite describe it, but it looked squidgy. Despite a strong suspicion that I may live to regret it, I'd like to try one. If turning into Shiva is not going to kill you, that will. That snack will. Oh, I think I know the one you mean. They might not be much to look at, but I bet they taste amazing. Perhaps we could also try a pot of those jellied wrigglers or whatever they're called. I'll even let you take the first bite. Ew, no, thank you. First coffee, biscuits, now worms and jelly. Heavens forbid the two of you might actually eat some proper food. May I ask a favor of thee? Whilst Thancred and I returned unto the Crystarium to inform our comrades of our recent exploits, I would have thee accompany Reen and Gaea to Mordsuk. The Steed of Darkness. Appropriate for the Warrior of Darkness. I trust all is well, Miss Gaea? You will be once we get out of this desert town. If I have to spend another night in that dingy little room, I shall scream. Let's see, she's back to normal. I'm terribly sorry to hear that the accommodation was less than satisfactory. I'll investigate the availability of more comfortable lodgings post-haste. Yes, I think we'll be staying in more Souk, at least for the time being. It might take a while for me to write the report, as our expedition was rather eventful. Laura, I really appreciate everything you've done, and I'm sorry for all the trouble I've put you through. Still fretting about that, are you? What's done is done. Besides, it all worked out in the end, didn't it? You're right. Now, how about that treat we promised ourselves? They might not have coffee biscuits here, but I've heard the regular cakes are to die for. Or is that you'll die from eating them? Only one way to find out, I guess. They're so cute. I'm sure trying the local delicacies will keep us occupied between writing reports and thinking about the next plan of action. Hopefully we'll have another chance to visit the Empty to see how things are coming along. And don't even think about leaving me behind. Yes, ma'am. Alford is the bearer of tidings of some description. Good news, or at least it has a potential to be good news. I received word from Master Oriange. Fortunately, the message was rather thin on details. He only requested that you return to the Crystarium and meet him at the Wandering Stairs. Not the most likely of places for important meetings, but I suppose you might be able to squeeze in a pint or two while you're there. Don't mind if I do. Do you want to see if there's any change here? Just in the crack, or if the Empty is where we've actually been is kind of different to if they're just not actually that connected, basically, I guess. Last time we looked through here, it was barren wasteland as far as the eye could see. So I want to see if we can notice any changes to it. It still looks pretty desolate to me. Yeah, that still looks pretty barren and lifeless, honestly. So they must, they're traveling out away into the Empty, it seems. Okay. Wandering Stairs. This might be the Savage run, which, if it is, I'm not going into yet. Or at all. I've tried like a Savage prog run like once. Or like a practice run once, and it was like, oh shit. I mean, like, I might be geared well enough for it, but it is very hard for me to parse out like mechanics and just keep them all going in my head. Know where I need to be and what comes next. I mean, maybe if I practice a lot at it, I could do it, but I'm not sure I have that time right now, honestly. I hate to say it. Why do I have a feeling he's upstairs? No, he's right at the frickin' tavern. No idea is upstairs, isn't he? No, I'm trying, looking too hard already. It sounds like it's raining outside. Pray accept mine apologies for calling thee hither at such short notice. The matter I wish to discuss is of considerable import. If it's that urgent, wouldn't it be quicker to use those link pearl things Rain's been telling me about? These are words best delivered in person. Oh, they're gonna talk about how they're gonna return to the source, aren't they? Or Thinker's gonna bring the news. Did something happen to the empty? Not that doth warrant our immediate attention. The elements are in a state of equilibrium, and the propagation of flora continues apace. So, what's this about then? Probably about them returning to the source. As thou art aware, we are not of this world, hailing from what is referred to as the source. However, unlike Laura, Thancred and I exist only as ether given corporeal form. Our bodies remaineth on the source, though the thread that binds us to them doth grow weaker with the passage of time. And if you stay here too long, you might never be able to return. Precisely. Now, with the wheels of change in the empty set in motion, we believe this is a fitting juncture to take our leave. We shall but regret not being present to see the transformation reach its completion. Hardly seems worth losing your bodies over, though. If you have to go back to your own world, who are we to stop you? I always knew this day would come. Oh, they're gonna rip my heart out again. You'll still have Gaea and Laura. I know that you'll see this through to the end, together. We will. I may not be half the woman Miss Minfilia was, but I have friends I can turn to. They might be brutally honest in their opinion at times, or prefer to say their words and let their actions do the talking, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Aww. We won't let you down. I can't say what the future might bring. No doubt Rain and Gaea will need your support in the days to come. Alas, the mysteries surrounding the fairy are yet to be solved. Whether thou shouldst find the answers that thou seekest or nay, lend not thine ears to its honeyed words, for thy will is thine own. Never forget this. I won't. The time of our departure is at hand. Yet know that, no matter where we may be, ever shall we pray for your success. So they're getting ready to leave. With Urianger and Thancred set to leave the first, it seems wise to share this development with Yalfort, who will continue to oversee expeditions into the empty. I still feel like Thancred might want to stay. Or might try to stay. Like, and his body be damned, because he's, I mean, of course they all do, but especially Thancred, he has some deep connections here now. With the Minfilias, with Reen, even Gaea. This is going to be a place that they say home is where the heart is, and I feel like his heart is set here. I mean, what does that mean? Like, if his body, if he loses connection with his body back in the source, I don't know, but I have a feeling he's yet going to stay. I very well might be wrong, but I think he will. You're back sooner than expected. Is everything alright? Yeah, Thancred and Urianger are leaving. Oh dear, that's rather unfortunate. I dare say it's something jolly important for them to leave in such a hurry. In any case, I wish them the best of luck wherever their work may take them. I shall remain here and hold the fort, as it were, and make the necessary provisions should any further forays into the empty be required. Safe travels, Mistress Laura. Okay, that wraps it up for the night. This is rather impromptu, but coming to face Shiva again as Reen was something wild. That was a whole whirlwind of emotions. I think I held it together rather well, considering. I mean, look at my other video. Yeah, I lost my shit there. Lost my shit there royally, especially once it came to the aftermath of the Crown of the Immaculate. Oh my god. I thought I held myself rather well this time. Of course, maybe the stakes weren't quite as high, but yeah. Anyways, if I can splice this in, y'all have a good night. Take care.